How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. Now on today's show, we're going to take a look back at all the games in the Premier League over the weekend. And we're also going to take a look at the Carabao Cup final because Chelsea have lost to Liverpool's academy.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. That's right.
So, of course, it's Monday morning, which means we get to look back on the games over the course of the weekend. And it's not just been the Premier League. There was a cup final, but we will get onto that a little bit later. We will take a look at the Premier League games. Crystal Palace against Burnley, 3-0 win for Crystal Palace. When you look at the scoreline, you think very good, very comfortable. But Burnley, they had to have a man sent off, and Crystal Palace scored 3 goals in the space of 10 minutes with around about 20 minutes to go. That kind of, gave that really nice scoreline. But it's a great result for Crystal Palace, given the issues and everything else, and Roy Hodgson stepping down. And I feel that may well, put them in good stead for the remainder of the season. They're not going to get dragged into that relegation battle. But we'll have a look at the table and whatnot towards the end. Aston Villa against Nottingham Forest. Very entertaining game. Aston Villa raced into a 3-0 lead. And then Nottingham Forest, just before half-time, just after half-time, brought themselves back into the game. And you're thinking, where on earth has that come from? But then 4-2 and game's done. Manchester United against Fulham. And it's a defeat for Manchester United at home at Old Trafford. And some Manchester United fans will say that this has been coming, that despite their victories and, the way they've been kind of plodding along lately, they've been very fortunate, shall we say. Fulham took the lead, deservedly so. I thought in the first half they had some really good chances. And then it looked like that Manchester United had rescued a point when Harry Maguire scored in the 90th minute. But then 97th minute, Alex Iwobi steps up. Brilliant finish. And wins the game for Fulham. And Manchester United, listen, at the end of the day, they're not playing great football. They're not doing well. And I always felt that they kind of were scraping themselves through over the last, few games or so. And this kind of defeat's always around the corner. But Manchester United fans, let me know in the comment section. Brighton against Everton could be a valuable point for Everton. But at the same time, they will be kicking themselves that it wasn't 3 points because it was Lewis Dunk. They equalised in the 95th minute despite being down to 10 men with Gilmour getting sent off late in the day. But a point apiece. And I think Brighton will probably be the ones that are more the happier given the circumstances. Bournemouth against Man City, another 1-0 win for Man City. And they just seem to be getting the job done at the moment, not at their fluid best. And they're getting 1-0s. And I suppose at the end of the day, it's 3 points in the bag and that's all they care about. Phil Foden, just before the half-hour mark, scores the only goal. And Bournemouth, they were unlucky in this game because in the second half, they had a couple of chances and Man City were quite fortunate not to, concede and walk away from here without the 3 points. But they got it done, and that's all they'll care about. Arsenal against Newcastle, I've spoke about that in great detail in my match reaction. Phenomenal performance, just the way that we're playing in the Premier League right now. It's just exceptional. It's not just the manner of the football that we're playing, it's what we're doing to teams and how we're suffocating them and they can't breathe and we're absolutely destroying teams. So it's so good to see. Wolves against Sheffield United, the only game yesterday. Wolves won this one 1-0. Sheffield United, as far as I'm concerned, they're already consigned to life back in the Championship. One really random moment was 2 Sheffield United players actually were pushing and shoving each other and there was an actual VAR check to see whether they would both end up getting sent off, but that would have compounded things, wouldn't it? But it's a win for Wolves and another defeat for Sheffield United. There is a game tonight. It's West Ham against Brentford at the London Stadium. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens with that one. Now we're going to move on to the Carabao Cup final, because of course it was Liverpool against Chelsea. And I don't think that Chelsea will have a better opportunity of winning a trophy. When you look at the Liverpool lineup, the injuries that they were suffering, there was no Salah, Szoboszlai, Trent, Matip, Darwin Núñez. They had so many players missing. And in the first half, I sat there and I thought to myself, wow, Liverpool are actually playing all right. They're actually the better side. Chelsea looked a little nervy. But then Chelsea scored, but it was ruled out. And I see why it's ruled out, although it's one of those close ones. But it's offside at the end of the day. Go into the second half. And then Liverpool think that they've scored. Virgil van Dijk with a great header. And this one's ruled out. And it's because there's a player that's impeded with one of the Chelsea players. But he was in an offside position when the ball was kicked, which means he can't impede the player. It's strange. But yeah, rules are rules at the end of the day. And that was ruled out. And then the last 10 minutes or so of the first half, second half, before extra time, Chelsea looked like they were going to win the game. Hit the post. Conor Gallagher had a one-on-one and he just fluffed his lines. And they were really, really putting pressure on Liverpool. And it looked like Liverpool had just started to tire out. And they had so many youngsters playing at this point. And you know, Jurgen Klopp even made changes where he went and brought off Robertson, and then he brought off McAllister, and there was someone else as well, a normal first team player. 3 changes at once, and he brought on kids. Like their shirt numbers are like 80s and 90s or whatever it was, and it was like effectively Liverpool's academy. And then I thought, okay, Chelsea are going to, really take a stranglehold of this extra time now. And the first half of the extra time, Liverpool were the better side. And I was like, what's going on here? Like, Pochettino bowled it tactically and never went for it. And then it looks like it's going to penalties. And then Virgil van Dijk again with 2 minutes to go. Scores a header. And he wins the cup for Liverpool. But for me, that is embarrassing for Chelsea. You spent £1 billion to lose to Liverpool's academy. Really? Come on, man. And yeah, Liverpool, they'll be buzzing. They'll be so proud of their players and what they put in, the injured players and everything else, and what they were able to achieve. But for Chelsea, that's embarrassing. When you've got 100 million players, left, right and centre, and they're just drifting through games. They're just crap at the end of the day. And the thing with Pochettino, you can take the man out of Spurs, but you can't take Spurs out of the man. It's another final. Unlucky. But yeah, listen. Is what it is. Liverpool win. Chelsea, embarrassing. So listen, there we go. That is it for today's DT's Daily. As usual, let me know in the comment section what you think about today's topics. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.